Hey, what's up guys, aarava here, and welcome back to the episode of my F1 2019 Manager Career Mode here with Red Bull Honda for round number 10 at the Singapore Grand Prix in this season. If you guys did miss the previous one, then be sure to go check the one out before you see this one. A very successful episode, all in all, really, at the Italian Grand Prix. And coming back in this championship now, standings-wise, we're 31 points ahead of Mercedes. So that was a little bit less comfortable before. It was 1 point, now it's 31. So there's always a chance Mercedes come back, but we're 4 to 5 wins to Merc, so we have to get one more win to match them back, but the consistency has been the bigger one for us. Obviously, you can see on the right-hand side, Verstappen and Gasly in the top 3. Auer is in 4th place, but he's a little bit further back in terms of relative to what our two drivers are doing. You know, 157, 100 compared to 90 and 167. You can see who's really driving the car properly out the two there at Mercedes. So, you know, we're going to try keep this momentum going now. We broke Mercedes' momentum because Hamilton had 2 wins in a row, and then we got a win finally. So let's try and make it another win if we can at Singapore. But it's going to be tricky. We didn't have such a great time last season at Singapore with, I think it was a, you know, a crash-ridden Grand Prix, really. I think Gasly crashed out the race, and then Verstappen had an issue, and we couldn't really, you know, really attack as much as we wanted to in that Grand Prix. So here's hoping it's a bit of a smoother time at Singapore. I attempted a quick pit stop with Verstappen. It had resulted in a mistake. We had to go for it. I'm going to say that. That's going to do nothing for both our drivers. I think they understand that we're pushing the limits in terms of the pit stops and whatnot. But so we're going to move that on then. Car repair is going to be done very, very soon. And we're looking at new sponsors, actually. We've got slot number 6. So I can't even remember what sponsor that was on the car, but nevertheless, here we go then. We got Cheerios, Puma, and Singapore Airlines here. So we got fixed pay per race, and then we got upfront payment here. I suspect slot number 6, if I remember correctly, slot number 6 is never going to be that high in terms of payment, so these all look pretty okay. Let's just check. There's a 5-star sponsor for Cheerios, so I just want to quickly check if that's going to actually work out better than the other ones. If we divide that by 14 races, that's going to be 335 per race, so straight away, that's better than all these deals. It goes on for longer as well, for 2 races longer, so I'll accept that offer. So that's going to be upfront payment, you know, I think it'll be worth it, but at the same time, we've also got a lot of money already. We don't need necessarily a lot of money per race, and finance-wise, we're now going down to 600k per race. I kind of need a good fixed paper deal, so I'm going to actually do what I've done twice now. I'm going to wait 1 race, see what comes up in the next round, and hopefully there's a 5-star fixed pay per race deal, because that would be better. Because finance-wise, I'd rather have a bit more money coming in per race and all these upfront payments, because otherwise then it's very hard to always see kind of how much money you have to play around with. So, and we don't exactly need the money up front, so I can wait. You know, I can wait 1 race and take the hit financially. So we'll move on then. Car repair. Let's have a look at what we're doing then in terms of that. Engine's going to be very reliable. We're just doing performance now on both those engines. That's fine. We're working on the 1 rear wing, 1 front wing. That's cool. That's going to be nearly done, though. So going to have to watch out for that. And that's nearly done as well. So we can move on to other things, actually. That's pretty good. So we'll move on pretty swiftly. Reliability work will be done. We've got a political vote coming up for high merit payments, and performance work is going to be done very soon as well. But here we go. Got a lot of emails. What are we saying for the race report? 35% chance of rain. My assistant tells me we snagged some of the most lucrative sponsor deals around. Ooh, nice stuff. That's happy to see. That's because we've waited 1 race twice now to wait for the 5-star sponsors, so it's worth it. Right, we've got high merit payments. This will benefit me. It won't benefit other teams, but it will benefit me. I'm going to abstain, though. You can see here, really greedy of Mercedes, Ferrari, and Renault to say, yeah, they're for it. I'm going to abstain because I'm not really for it. It would help us, but also at the same time, I'd rather have the pack be a bit closer, so I'm going to abstain because I think there's going to be other votes in the future that I'd rather have an extra vote for. So I'm abstaining. Let's see how it's going to go. We've got a lot of abstainees, and it's going to be 5 to 3 rejected, so no high merit payments. I'm pretty happy with that, and also we saved a vote. Car improvability wise, we're pretty much done now on that rear wing. So I'm gonna, well, we're gonna move 1 day and then it will fully be done. So I'm gonna quickly check this. I'm going to, oh, everything was done. Wow, everything was done. Right, so in that case, I'm gonna add on whatever else is left. So those 2 brakes, those engines are done. That front wing, both gearboxes are done. That rear wing, And then these 2 suspension parts, absolutely beautiful. Add that to reliability. May as well add those. That one as well. What else? That front wing is pretty good, actually. Brakes, maybe a little bit more. But we'll move it pretty much to 34-1. So we're getting good. We're getting to the point where everything's getting maxed out. Pierre is now feeling better, apparently. He's got no more injuries, so that's good. He's back to 4 stars there, so that's good to see. So hopefully we'll have a kind of revived Pierre Gasly. So here we go, Alpinestars for the sponsor bonus. The race can be clear, apparently, with 35% chance of rain. Probably correct. High tyre wear, so we'll take in 6 sets of super softs, 5 or 6 sets of softs, and I'll take 3. Or should I go 5 and 4? Yeah, I'll go 5-4. I'll go 5-6-4. I think we'll probably be using the soft tires quite a fair bit, I think, in this race. In terms of fit parts, because Gasly's back to good form, I'm going to split them a little bit. So Verstappen can have that. Verstappen can have the better engine. Front wing, though, I'll give... that's not too much of a big leap. I'll give Gasly the better front wing. They're both delighted, actually, so that's probably the best bet. Gearbox to Verstappen. Gasly's happy with that. Rear wing to Verstappen and suspension to Gasly. He's delighted. He's happy. So I think we're all good. That's a good spread for both drivers there. Hopefully a both united front, a strong Grand Prix ahead. Let's get into practice. Right, both out on the soft tyre as per, and we'll check this up. This setup saved from not last season, the Renault second season, I think, but I think last season in the Red Bull, one of these guys adapted very quickly to the setup, and it was pretty nailed on. So let's see how it goes now with this car. Obviously, it's a bit of a different car. It's been a bit temperamental as of late, really, in the practice sessions. The last 5 episodes really have annoyed me a little bit in practice. So let's see if this is going to annoy me this time around as we come into the pit lane. And, no, pretty good with Verstappen, actually. 2 excellent and 1 excellent and 2 great. So 96% already. So just a bit of fine tweaking, really. I don't know. Gasly's got excellent on the downforce. Has he got a higher downforce than Verstappen? He's got 18.4, 25.9, 18.4, so maybe a little bit less downforce then with Verstappen, and that might be 2 excellence there. So I'm going to do literally just that tweak, and I'll go to 8 laps then, and let him get the knowledge on the soft tyres, whereas Gasly have to do a tiny bit of tweaking, a little bit more towards oversteer maybe, softer suspension, and then, I don't know, speed balance wise, go towards acceleration. Let's see if that works out, that little tiny tweak. I'll go 4 laps. I'll bring him in straight away after his changes, just to quickly check this, since he's a little bit lower than Verstappen's. So I'll bring him in, but let's see how the pace goes for these guys. A lot of people on supers off right now, so we won't know truly what our pace is compared to other people, being on a harder compounded tyre. But Gasly's in, and we've got 2 greats and an excellent now. Percentage-wise, what is it? 96, so same as Verstappen. Tiny bit more tweaking to go, and we could be right there on the excellent. So let's go a little bit more on the acceleration front, and then a tiny bit more on the oversteer. Let's see how that goes, and we'll go for 8 laps now, and soft tyres, and now I can relax and let them do their job of getting the knowledge on the softs and the race trim. Right, Gasly coming in. Let's check. His setup's gone backwards, actually, there, so he didn't want any more oversteer, so going to revert back to this setup. He didn't really improve, so I'll just stick with the 96 setup then. We're going to go to 8 laps of super softs now, just in case. We've got time to burn. Let's see Verstappen set up what we got. 2 excellents and a great. That's what we love to see from our #1 driver there. Super softs, 8 laps, get that knowledge. 97%, looking good, feeling good. He's top of the session as well, so decent pace there. And now he's on super softs, so he could go even faster. A lot of people now swapping over to medium, so not a lot of people have used the middle tyre. We're the only odd one out using the middle compounded tyre in practice. A lot of people are opting for either super softs and then mediums. I reckon it's going to be an easy 1-stop on 2 sets of soft tyres, actually. Whereas it might be a 2-stop if you've used 2 sets of super softs. Or it could be a 1-stop if you go to mediums, but I'd rather be on 2 sets of softs in the entire race, really. You know, a little bit slower maybe in the first stint when other people are using super softs, but overall be faster once they start using mediums. There is obviously the caveat. There could be some rain. You never know. 35% chance of rain, still a possibility, but we'll see about that. We'll get probably level 2 only. I think that bar's filling up pretty quick, though. So, actually, you know what? We might just about squeeze in level 3 on the super softs for once in a long time, because we didn't faff around with setups for too long here in this session. So, yeah, no, we will get level 3 in super softs. So we're pretty flexible now for the race. So, if I can see there's some rain in the race, I can definitely choose the super soft knowledge to go a bit more aggressive on the slick tyre period. But I doubt there's going to be any rain. But it's nice to have options. So let's go into the race then and see what our random grid slot is. Here's hoping for a good one. Right, here we come, race time. We've got 2 McLarens quite high up there. You can see the orange, red of Ferrari in the middle. I think a Merc there, 2/3 down, and we are in 3rd and 6th. I didn't see our blue, our white cars there. Well, I guess I could, but I forgot we're in white. So there we are, 3rd and 6th. Very, very good grid slot. I think Hamilton's down the order. We've got Alonso on pole, Lando Norris P2. We're 3rd and 6th. Where are our Mercedes boys? Vettel's in P8. We've got, where is he? We've got Leclerc in P17. Hamilton's down in P20. That's very, very good for us there. So we've got a very good start to this Grand Prix. In terms of rain, doesn't look like there's going to be any. Like I said, it's going to be 2 sets of soft tyres most likely here. Because we got a car set up. The laps are 67. These go 41, but if we push them, they'll probably only go 35. So that's pretty much bang on what we need there. So we're going to start on the soft tyres and do a bit of difference to most of the grid probably. We're going to start on super softs, I imagine. If we go back to the grid position, the top guys will probably start on super softs. Hamilton's probably going to start on mediums, yeah. So I would say Hamilton's probably going to try one stop from mediums to super softs. So that's the only caveat at the end of this Grand Prix. Hamilton might be very rapid on super softs, but for now we should have it, especially from 3rd and 6th. I'm confident of a good getaway. Let's get into this. This could be a very solid, dominant Grand Prix if we play our cards right. So here we go then to 5 red lights to the Singapore Grand Prix from P6 and P3 on the grid with Gasly and Verstappen. 5 red lights are out and we're underway. It's good getaway there from Verstappen up 1 place into turn 1 in P5. Overtakes Robert Kubica. Vettel does the same. Gasly, pretty average start there. Stays in a McLaren sandwich of Norris and Sainz there. Alonso still leads the way with Alpine Racing, but as we fast forward then, let's see the pace of the Red Bull car as we overtake the McLaren straight away. You can see there Verstappen in the background is also overtaken. He's up into P3. We're 2 and 3. Verstappen defends though a little bit from Carlos Sainz, who comes back. So again, Sainz showing some really good pace in the McLaren. You know what? I said it before. If Gasly doesn't really pull up his socks completely at the end of the season, we might need to start thinking about signing the old ex-Red Bull man, Carlos Sainz. He's doing a stunning job in the McLaren again to be in P3, whereas Norris has dropped off into P6 already. Vettel P5. Hamilton is already to P7 though, so he's already showing some good pace there. So like I said, let's be wary of that. But right now, we're chasing after P1, Alonso with Gasly. Let's go auto and auto, because I don't want to concentrate on it too much. Let's go neutral and neutral, high and high. And whilst I talked about that, Gasly's already overtaken and he's up into P1 controlling this race then. Lovely stuff. So now we watch on with Verstappen, who's taken Carlos Sainz and now tries around the outside both times of Alonso, and there he gets it. So it's a 1-2 now for Red Bull Honda. Vettel is in P5 trying to overtake Carlos Sainz. Hamilton P6. So these two probably swiftly overtaking these guys. Yeah, there you go. Vettel up into P4. Hamilton is still in P6. Let's watch on as they get caught up a little bit in traffic. And Hamilton, is he past Sainz yet? No, not quite. Interesting. Right. These boys, what's the gap looking like? Verstappen 3.5 to Gasly. Pretty good. All right, let's go medium now and save fuel with both our guys because we need to calm things down. Let's also go conserve a little bit and try and bring down the tyre wear a tad. Alonso's now down to P4. Vettel has overtaken for P3. Hamilton, though, is still stuck in this traffic, and so much so that Ricciardo's caught up to him, and Sainz is now trying to move Alonso maybe, but Hamilton uses that as a way to go down the inside there, and he's up into P5 and will swiftly overtake Vettel then. So the top 4 are your kind of proper top 4 there. Gasly, Verstappen, Vettel, and Hamilton. Right, it's all about controlling the race from here. Being easy on the tyres. We need to go to lap 30, 33 minimum. So let's take it nice and calm and just control this gap. I'll watch that 7.6 basically like a hawk, and we'll see how it goes. If they push, we're going to push. If they conserve, we'll conserve, and just play it nice and easy. Right, sit rep on lap 17. Verstappen is here in P2 still. Gasly is in P1. The gap is 4.9, so Gasly has stretched the lead. Doing quite well there, despite also being on low fuel saving, because he's just not great at saving fuel compared to Verstappen. So you can see even on low, he's got more fuel to still save than Verstappen. But despite that, he's actually been very, very good. So maybe Gasly proving me wrong, maybe heard what I said about Sainz, because he's doing a good job in P1. Vettel, meanwhile, just pit on this lap for soft tyres there. So he's gone to soft. So maybe he's gone to lap 17, which is pretty damn good, actually. The Ferrari's got some good tyre wear there. Leclerc is on mediums already, so maybe they're doing a bit of a conscious strategy here, clearly. But I think Vettel might be doing a one-stop, super soft to soft tyre. Clearly, Hamilton, I think, will definitely be doing a one-stop onto super softs, and the same with Leclerc. He's got 61% tyre wear, which is the same as Verstappen, though. So I think we're doing very well in terms of managing this race. It's now just about watching this gap and seeing how Gasly does, continuing to try and save fuel, because I want to try and match the fuel saving levels basically as Verstappen, but you can see Verstappen's doing a great job there. He's on nearly minus 0.1 and Gasly's still on minus 0.2 despite being on the lower fuel mixture, so we'll see about that. And now Verstappen's actually coming back at him a little bit, 4.2, but so far he's actually doing a really solid job, I would say, in first place, so fair play, GG's. But now Vettel set to fast up the Grand Prix as he would, so now's the time to see, does Vettel have enough pace in that Ferrari car? You know, there's been some upgrades. Does he have enough pace to make this more aggressive strategy work now for him? Let's see. It depends. It could be an aggressive strategy of a two-stop. If it's not a two-stop, if it's a one-stop, then Vettel's just, you know, he has some pace now, but eventually he'll have to conserve his tyres. So we'll see. He sets 2 fast laps in a row, though. So that would make me believe he's doing a two-stop on 2 sets of softs, but we'll have to see about that and update you on that. But for now, we just watch on. 3.4 the gap, so Verstappen's bringing the gap down slowly but surely here. So we'll see how this goes, but also now they're in positive fuel, so actually I can go back to medium with both drivers and just keep saving fuel like this. Right, lap 25, and Verstappen is very much catching Gasly. The gap is within 1 second now. Hamilton is 4.5 seconds back from us. We've still got about 7 or 8 laps to go in this Grand Prix till we pit. The tyre wear is 36 and 39% respectively. Gasly, I think that's going to be on a knife edge, just making this one-stop work. Again, you know, he's iffy on the tyre wear. And now, you know, he's losing some pace to Verstappen. So now maybe Verstappen's true pace is coming through. We've also got yellow flags. The Merc of Hour. This is how relevant this man is right now. He's in P20 in a Mercedes car. He's had a horrendous time. Gasly's getting through that traffic just about. Hopefully no damage for any of these guys to get through the traffic. Nope, it's all good. But Verstappen actually lost some time there compared to Gasly. 1.5 now. So let's see how this goes. But I would say, probably I'm going to guess Verstappen eventually will come and attack Gasly. I'm going to have no team orders here because they're both 1 and 2. It's a fair fight. We're not racing anyone right now. So unless they start holding each other up for like 2-3 laps, I'll let them race and see what goes on there. They're on the same exact strategy in terms of pushing the tyres. Gasly's actually got a little bit less temperature in his tyres, so let's see how that kind of affects things. But right now, still doing a good job. We've got 3 laps left to go until we make our pit stop. And Gasly is only actually, to be fair, Gasly's not said he's got worn tyres yet, whereas Verstappen has, which is kind of weird. But let's see how this goes now as we go through the next few laps. Gasly's actually gained some time there, actually. Didn't notice. 2.5. So what's going on there? Gasly's got less tyre wear, percentage-wise, but he's actually feeling better than Verstappen right now. What's going on here? Very, very weird. We've got a lot of fuel, though. A lot of fuel. We're actually so overpowered in terms of fuel. It's great. We can push so much later into this Grand Prix now. Right, I'm going to start pushing like a stabbed rat with Verstappen since Gasly's feeling the better one out of the two on this lower tyre wear. I may as well try and stretch his tyre stint out, whereas we're going to push like a madman here on lap 33. I'm going to pit in on this lap with Verstappen. Gasly gets overtaken there. We're going to pit in onto soft tyres. Park conditions fine. Recharge the battery, 100%, and we'll go for the fast pit stop. Let's go. And Gasly will continue on. We'll go overtake mode for him and go flat out attack for him, and he'll pit in on the next lap. Right, Gasly comes out just ahead of Verstappen there, having pushed out the pit lane, of course. I had the settings on from the in lap there. So right now we're 3 and 4. Hamilton is in P1, only 9 seconds up the road though. Got a lot of traffic though. Verstappen's been held up with a lot of traffic there with the Mercedes car of Hour, I'm pretty sure. Is that him? Yeah, P13. So Hour is doing maybe some work for his teammate there, holding us up unintentionally with the blue flags there. And because of that traffic, Verstappen's been held up and Gasly's maintained that lead. Despite Verstappen overtaking him on the in-lap there, the way that he got held up in traffic on the out-lap and Gasly's good in-lap, yeah, worked out in the end there for Gasly. So, you know, he should have, you know, it looked for a second there that I might have screwed Gasly over, but, you know, trust the faith there. I knew what I was doing. Gasly had some better tyre management at the end of that stint, so may as well have done that. But now, I'm going to go conserve for Gasly because his tyre temp's a little bit higher than Verstappen's. I need him to conserve tyres as well. And Hamilton's pit now, so we're up into P2 and 3. Vettel is on worn softs in P1. So I would say he's definitely making a 2-stop. He can't make that soft tire go 35%, and he's lap 38. He's doing 2-stop. So Gasly will be up into P1 either way, even if he doesn't overtake him. The only thing is, oh my god, Hamilton's come out of nowhere in this Grand Prix. He's overtaken us. Verstappen needs to come back now at Hamilton a little bit. Let's go pushing. We need to try and re-overtake Hamilton now. Where did this come from? I don't know where this pace came from Hamilton, but now he's going to come right back into this Grand Prix. And now this is a little bit worrying. Verstappen needs to come back at him very much so. Gasly's right there as well. Right, Verstappen's re-overtaken Hamilton, thankfully. That's good. But that was close here. Hamilton is a lot closer than I thought it was. And now we've got a bit of a race on our hands now, because we've got to push both drivers and watch out for this. Right, sit rep on lap 45. Gasly's in P1 still by 3.5 seconds. Verstappen is in second, but he's been kept very honest indeed by Hamilton here. This is actually very surprising to see. And the form-wise, well, Gasly just set a purple because he's got more fuel to burn now. Because I've had to burn more. I had to burn more fuel earlier initially to get Verstappen back ahead of Hamilton and overtake him. So now it means that Gasly actually has more fuel, because the entire time whilst Verstappen was overtaking Hamilton, Gasly was just chilling. So now he's got the fuel to burn to try and keep ahead in P1. So it looks quite likely that Gasly might be the one we're trying to go with for the race win. Obviously, I could try and, on purpose, try and swap them round, but I think that's a little bit too dangerous. That would be good for the championship, for Verstappen's sake, against Hamilton, the drivers, but constructors-wise, we'd be good either way, and it's a bit too dangerous because Hamilton's just there, only 1 second back from Verstappen now, so that's going to be a bit too much of a game to play. So I'm going to go medium now with Gasly, and also need to go medium with Verstappen as well, because he's not got too much fuel to play around with. But we've now got, what's that, 20 laps remaining. It's going to be close, I think, because, you know, the tyre's starting to go off. It's towards the end of the Grand Prix, also we know how good Hamilton can be at the end of the race, so let's just watch out for this. Alright, Verstappen's been overtaken by Hamilton. Apologies, you didn't see that overtake, but what happened, basically, I'm trying to explain it to you. P20, that Williams car got on our way a little bit with blue flags, and I think literally it was a pinch of the apex with Verstappen and the Williams car, and now Verstappen's down to third place. He's also got a form of 2.2 compared to Gasly's 4.2, so I don't know, for some reason Verstappen's just not in fine form right now, but he needs to go pushing and attacking now to get back into this and get back into second place. So I don't know what's up there. I really didn't expect this. I was expecting Gasly to be pressurized by Verstappen, but now Hamilton's overtaken him, and now he's chasing after Gasly, so Gasly has to push now as well. And so Hamilton's going for that late push here in this Grand Prix. He needs to come back at him. Come on, Verstappen, let's re-overtake him. Come on, let's use ERS down this next straight. Come on, catch up there. There's some traffic for both of us, and it's a Williams car again that holds us up there, and the gap increases again to Hamilton because of that bloody lapped car there. That's really annoying. And meanwhile, because of that traffic, that's how much time both Hamilton and Verstappen lost in traffic. Gasly's gained the gap back up to 3.4 from 1.9. So he's just controlling it really well, whereas Verstappen now pushing like a stabbed rat. And I just don't know now. It looks like we're losing a bit of pace now. Right, sit rep on lap 61. 7 laps to go in this Grand Prix. Gasly still P1. 1.9 to Hamilton. The gap is a little bit further now. It's grown to Verstappen, but now we're pushing because we conserved a little bit for a few laps here. So let's see how it is for them. Worn tyres for Gasly. That's a bit concerning, so I need to go medium, and I can really only afford to stay medium now with Gasly, so I need to beg that that's good enough. He's got a lot of fuel, though, to burn, so at the end of this race, I can push very hard with Gasly and try and even set a fast lap of the Grand Prix. Meanwhile, with Verstappen, I need to go conserve because his tyre temps are going a little bit too high, and now we're in negative fuel with Verstappen because he's been pushing. We've had to push him so many times to try and get back to Hamilton. Now, he just doesn't have enough fuel now, whereas Gasly's been chilling in P1, and now he's got a lot of fuel to use, so this is close. Hamilton's also on bad tyre wear, though. He's on 18%. He's even worse. So if I just conserve enough, we can go flat out attack for the last 2 laps here with Verstappen. We should be able to re-overtake him, maybe. Let's go medium and save that fuel and wait till lap 65, maybe, or the next lap, maybe. No, Hamilton pits. That's fine by me. That's fine by me. That's great. Right, Hamilton makes a late pit stop there. He's absolutely messed that up. And so Vettel now is in P3. Vettel's only 4 seconds back, though. So now, somehow, crazy enough, we're now wary of Vettel. Need to watch out for Vettel at the end of this Grand Prix with him. Meanwhile, now, on lap 65 with Gasly, as we move on, Verstappen sets a new faster sector somehow, which is kind of bonkers because I wasn't pushing him. We're going to get past this traffic now and go flat out attack now with Gasly, and I'm going to use the ERS. Same thing for Verstappen as well. And let's try and get this fast up the Grand Prix, shall we? As we're going to go on manual for both these guys. Although to be fair, Hamilton just put onto super soft, so I forgot about that. So more likely than not, Hamilton will get the fast lap of the Grand Prix. But let's see what we can do as we use ERS on this back straight and see how we do with some traffic as well involved. Hamilton set to 1:15.1. Let's see how this is. Purple for Gasly, though. So he's actually pretty good as well. It's 1.7. He's on low fuel now for both these guys. Let's go low and low. Gasly runs out of fuel on the line. It'll be first place for Pierre Gasly. And on the line... Oh, no! Oh! Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, sports fans. Oh, dear. I've actually made a horrendous mistake there. Oh, I was focused too much on that fast lap with Gasly. And Verstappen has gone down to P4 in the Grand Prix. I can already see the comments now absolutely tearing me to shreds. That's fully my bad. I was concentrating on Gasly so much, trying to get in the fast lap of the Grand Prix, that I just forgot that I'd also pushed Verstappen for the faster lap, and he ran out of fuel, and he's down to P4. Damn it. I'm sorry, Verstappen. That's not great for me. That's not great. But at least Gasly got a win. His first win this season. After all the shitting I've done on him this entire season, to be fair, he does deserve a bit of glory. But that was very much a bit of a fail from me with Verstappen. He should have got P2 comfortably, and instead he's got P4. I'm just going to ignore... I'm just not going to read the comments for this episode, I don't think, because they're going to be absolutely doing me in for that mistake. Right, GMA done. Hamilton is in third with the fast lap of the Grand Prix. Verstappen P4, Gasly P1. So at least the gold trophy, but it should have been gold and silver. So championship-wise, Verstappen's actually lost some points then to Hamilton. 15 points now back, but constructors... We've grown the gap to 45. So, all in all, still not a bad Grand Prix. We've still grown the gap to Mercedes car, to the Mercedes team. So, that's very, very good. But obviously, it could have been a lot better. And that might come back to bite me later on. You know, if the Mercs get some 1-2s, that P4 from P2 might haunt me later on. Let's hope it doesn't, but it could do. You never know, knowing Formula 1. But all in all, still a pretty damn good Grand Prix, and happy to see Gasly finally showing what he's got and controlling that race very well. You know, I was trying my best to push Verstappen and keep up with him in P2, but Hamilton just had too much more pace, and so, you know, obviously Verstappen was in that position, and he had to fight Hamilton instead, and so it just allowed Gasly to save a lot of fuel and just play it really well. So, all in all, but that's been the Singapore Grand Prix. The next one will be the Russian one. Let's see how that goes. That'll be quite tricky on tyre temps. But, guys, if you did enjoy this episode, then be sure to smash that like button. Let me know your thought in the comments below. If you're on your own, subscribe for weekly full-on content. I've been aarava. Have a good day. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.